All right, here we are. Welcome back, everyone.
Abby, you have not told me anything about today's episode, so I'm pretty. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Oh,
Today's episode is easy teasy for you, especially because I know you're not feeling well today.
yeah,
And
we'll get through it.
and that's what most of us I feel like do, especially if you're a mom. You feel like you have to paste a smile on, you show up, you do it anyway, right?
Yes.
Now, we need to pull some of that energy to put towards writing if you're feeling unmotivated. Like you have to show up because your children don't just disappear because you want them to. Let's face it, right? You still have to feed them. Like at what point do they stop expecting you to make dinner? That's my question. Like I would like to get there. But anyway, let's talk about writing and some things we can do to motivate us when we don't feel like writing, which let's face it, happens even if you aren't feeling under the weather.
Hmm.
Even if you don't have a headache or a tummy ache, there are just a lot of times when you just don't feel like writing.
Yes.
And guess what happens when you don't feel like writing and you don't write?
You don't write.
Your
Your
book
book.
doesn't get written. Yeah. Like this isn't Harry Potter. We don't wave a magic wands and suddenly it happens. Like it just doesn't get done.
Mhm.
So kind of piggybacking on what we talked about last time, where I said, you can write a book in 5 minutes a day, right? May Respicio is proof of that. You can launch your author career by just spending 5 minutes a day. But there are days when you don't even feel like spending 5 minutes writing, correct?
Yes. I am there right now. So yes.
The desire is there, but sometimes it's difficult to get the wheels turning.
Yes.
So one of the things that I want to actually talk about today, I learned from my girlfriend, Peg. Now, my girlfriend, Peg, God love her, she has a really hard job. She is a psychiatrist at the VA hospital, and she works with veterans
Hmm.
that come home and have a myriad of mental health problems. And she is so good to break down situations. And so one day I was actually talking to her about writers and the fact that this is something that I hear people say often in writing communities, which is, I want to write the book. I have all these ideas. I just can't get my butt in the chair to do it. And she's like, oh, well, do you know why that happens? It happens because motivation is only fueled by accomplishment. So when you have accomplished nothing,
Hmm.
you have no fuel to motivate you to do something.
It's interesting that you bring that up too. So I've done it like throughout my career. I've worked at some pretty big companies. They've always set like they did the skills assessments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's even more true for myself because my number one component of my personality is I'm an achiever. Like that is something that if I don't feel like I'm going to be able to accomplish, or if I don't feel like I can be successful at it, and if I can't set out to like do that task really good, it is close to impossible to get me to do it. But I power through it. So yeah.
Do you know what my top three are from the Strengths Finder?
What?
Positivity, empathy, and woo, winning others over.
Those are all at my bottom.
Which is, by the way, why we make a fantastic team, because they say you should always pair yourself with someone whose strengths are your weaknesses in order to get stuff done. So here's my positivity shining through. We're going to get your book written because we have all the skills that you need to put into your toolbox. And
Hmm.
so here's what Peg basically told me. So these are some of the strategies that she had talked about. And So the first one is you can do something like set a timer for 5 minutes and write, right? I actually like that one less than what she also suggested, which was just tell yourself you're going to write 50 words or 100 words. Set a really low goal. All right. 50 words is like what? 3 sentences?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm able to do that during our sprints, and that's a lot for me. So,
Okay. So think about that. If you set a goal like 50 words and you say, I'm just going to write 50 words, and you write those 50 words and you realize that it took you 5 minutes tops to do,
mhm,
right? But you feel motivated because you hit your goal of 50 words. Guess what now you want to do? That's write 50 more.
right.
So you check in with yourself, write your 50 words, check in with yourself and say, okay, I wrote this 50. That felt pretty good. I
Hmm.
think I could do 50 more, no problem. And then
Right.
you have 100 words. And then you check in with yourself again and you say, did I talk myself out for today? Maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is no. Because suddenly you have an accomplishment that is fueling your motivation to keep writing.
Hmm. No, that makes,
Okay.
and that's honestly, so my son who has autism, that's what they almost say. They said like you have to make it like little bite-sized little chunks
Very small.
for him to process. And then once he feels successful, then you can move on to the next thing. So I think that's applicable to even adults and
Yeah.
even with my ADHD, it helps break it down. So yeah,
Well, and think of all those things that this actually like applies to.
right.
I mean, exercise, that's a big one. Like I should definitely apply these strategies to myself in exercising because I would prefer to sit at my desk and not move all day, but I know I should. Um, this also, here's the funny thing, and I'm going to connect this to the next thing that people can do. But okay, so our closet was due for a major clean out, right?
Hmm.
And so I didn't want to do it. It was just an overwhelming job, and I didn't have it in me.
Yeah.
And one weekend, without me knowing what he was doing, my husband went in there and he did his half, right? Here's the crazy thing. That motivated me to go in and do my half because suddenly there was breathing room in the closet and I felt like I could go in and be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to be the one writing all the words to still be able to use it as fuel for your motivation. And here's something that we do in the community. So we have this awesome community mod. Her name is Keo, and she decided to institute this quarterly word tracking challenge, right? So everybody chose a team. We had 2 teams. Everybody picked a team. And she set a goal of like, I don't remember if it was
Hmm.
100,000 words, 200,000 words. It wasn't that much when you're talking about getting 25 or 30 writers together, right? And everybody they had to manually enter their words after they finished writing, but we saw those totals growing.
Hmm.
Okay. So collectively, our words being written was huge, which was motivating. Individually, though, let me say this, and I'm not a super competitive person, but I am number 5 on the list. If you look at a solo, it ranks how many people, like how many words you've written individually.
Hmm.
The person above me is an anonymous blank. So I do not know who this person is that I am competing with in my head, but they are at any given time like 500 or 1,000 words ahead of me, right? So do you know how many days I have sat down and I've written my 1,000 words for the day? And I'm like, I'm feeling good. I hit my word goal. I'm on track to finish this book by my deadline. And then I go and enter those words in and I see I'm a couple hundred shy of them. Guess what my butt does?
Writes more.
I go sit down and write more because I want to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can find little things like that that are going to help motivate you and get you to the goal. So I will link in the show notes our community so you can come in and join in, because you can join at any point. By the way, Team Clippy needs some extra people because they are far behind Team Stew. So come in, join Team Clippy. Let's give Team Stew a run for its money. But if you need some help, it keeps track of your streaks too. And that's another thing. Jerry Seinfeld is famous. Have you ever heard his motivational thing that he does?
No.
He has a calendar. And every day when he practices stand up, he either goes out and does a show, or however you would practice stand up. I don't know how you would practice that, but apparently there's a way you do it. Every day that he does it, he puts an X on his calendar, and he doesn't want to break the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have so many X's that fill up your calendar, you don't want to have to skip a day.
Yeah.
And so that's actually something that I have done as well. So this is an old calendar. I don't do this anymore, but I pulled it out just to show. I really love making a stamp. Like, I love the physicality of inking it and pressing it down. I find that to be very satisfying.
Yes.
I see people do this with stickers too. My friend KJ Deliantonia does this with stickers on her calendar. But you don't want to break the chain. So when you go back in my calendar, you see, I don't want to break the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit down and write. And for me, it didn't matter if I wrote 5 words or 500 words or 2,000 words. If I wrote a word, I got a stamp.
Right.
So
Well, and I
make it
see,
small.
but I think something else, like I know you mentioned the community and the tracker also. By the way, if you guys are not familiar with our community, we'll link it below. It's completely free to join. There's no obligation. Anybody can join in. But I also think that that's something that also helps people write, because we've heard that. We've heard that tremendously from like the word sprints and the stuff that we do within our community, that even I would feel like joining a community like of fellow writers could really help motivate people, because you're almost being held accountable by your friend. Like,
Yeah.
they're friends. Like, I don't care. Like, they hang out all the time over there. So I think that would be something else that plugs into how to help you get over that hump or how to stay motivated.
Yeah, because you're not alone. And that's one of the things that I have found. Like, if you take up tennis as a hobby, right? You're not making your tennis friends online. You're going down to the courts. You're out, in real life, making friends and being social. There's so many hobbies that are sort of like that. Like, even if sewing is a hobby that I have and I absolutely love. And you go down to the fabric store and you talk to the little old ladies behind the counter, and you get like the latest gossip on what, I don't know, singer sewing machines are doing these days, that sort of thing. Writers don't always have that. Like, I don't know any other writers that live in town with me. Well,
So
I know one. Never mind. I take that back. I know one, but
here I would say, I'm outside of St. Louis. There are so many. There's actually a ton of writing groups. So it's actually, I've been really surprised, like how many authors support each other. There's a bunch of indie bookstores here. So
oh, there you go. And see, we don't have too many where I am.
oh my
It's
goodness,
just
we have one street that has 4 indie bookstores, and
oh,
they all get together. They all support each other. They have like different little nuances and stuff like that. And yeah, and there's another district that's a little bit further out that has 3. So it's very, very much a big writing community where I live. So.
see, that's awesome. And where I am, it's just not. And so I would probably venture to say that a lot of people are like me. They don't have any friends in real life that you can sit with and talk to about the people that you made up that are in your head. Because let's face it, there's only so much of that. that non-writers want to listen to.
Right. Yes.
So you have to find other people that totally appreciate the way your brain works. And so come join our community because trust me, we all get it.
Yeah.
And
Very much
yeah.
do.
But anyway, so there we go. Moral of today is, motivation is only fueled by accomplishment. So all you have to do is find a way to accomplish something really small and let that be the fuel that keeps your fingers on the keyboard. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We will catch you next week on First Novel Problems.